Number one, it's really prevalent, OCD.
Yeah.
And the bigger problem is a lot of people are either not diagnosed, misdiagnosed, or don't know where to turn. I always say we need to take care of our mental health the way we take care of our dental health. Everybody's so, but it's not a joke. Why are we going to the dentist even when nothing hurts just to get, look, Mom, no cavities. I'm perfect.
Let me stop you for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Terry called me and asked me to do an intervention with you? Do you have any recollection of
No.
this? Terry called me, I don't know, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And she heard I had it. And we met at a restaurant at the Topanga Mall.
Yeah.
And tap danced a little bit, and I said, I'm here to help you with your OCD. And you said, I don't have the problem. You guys have the problem. That's what you said to me.
Right.
And you wanted no conversation to carry on and didn't want to discuss it. And
Right.
I failed. And
No, you didn't fail. And she threatened to leave me. That's why I ended up
gonna
going
ask you about that.
Yeah, she threatened to leave me and take the kids and unless I went for help. And
at what point was that? How long were you married?
it was around that time. When was that? 25, 30 years ago. So I've been married, probably been married 15 years, almost 20 years.
And you were doing things that she just couldn't deal with anymore.
Well, because, it was all about, as my therapist told me, before we came up with the coping skills, nobody has to live in your world. You have to figure out how to live in everyone's world. This is not, and I would make things, whether it was building, a separate place for me to go, or forcing my kids to wash their hands for the 4th time before we eat, or, throwing out their shoes because they stepped in something. I'm making life around somebody who deals with this, as much as it's hell for me, is hell for everybody that we come in contact with.
My whole thing was neatness, and so we had rugs thrown all over the house. We used to live in Mountain View, and I would spend hours straightening the fringe. And so I did this thing on my show, and I do Oprah, and I do all that stuff, and I thought, okay, well, I don't need any help. I'm fine now. And at 2:00 in the morning, my wife found me straightening fringe, and she came down and said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I said, "I have no idea." And she said, "Call that doctor, because I can't deal with this stuff anymore," because it does affect your kids. My daughter would have friends over, and they'd be coloring on the carpet, and then I would get a carpet cleaner and try and clean in front of them. And Alice used to say, "Nobody feels comfortable in this house. I can't live like this anymore." So Terry and Alice kind of were living parallel lives.
Yeah, anybody around them. So NOCD, which I love, and I'm not saying this because I'm a paid spokesman, but listen, a lot of times we will take money and speak to something. This is something that I would use. This is something that I've seen people use. This is something that works, and this is the biggest problem. Access. So even if you think you have it, even if you think you have a friend or a loved one that has it, this is an app. You have access to your phone or to whatever you're getting. You go on this app, and this app will lead you. First of all, it's covered by insurance. It's affordable. Like, what if you're living in the middle of some state that,
doesn't have doctors.
Doesn't have a specific OCD, not only diagnosis, but treatment is really specific. So you can go on this app for a very affordable price and see if you are. It may not be OCD, but at least you can be diagnosed and you could be taken care of